Hello, Knights of the Roll Table, and thank you for listening. In this episode, the team has just returned from the elemental planes with a map to find Gravely and the information that they need to urgently reach him. But when they return, they also discover that due to the far travel to the distant plane, an entire month has passed, and so the need is even more urgent. Let us follow the team now as they see what has happened in the last month in the town of Cambion. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and make life an adventure.
Bartleby, what do you mean that we've been gone for a month? We've only been gone for maybe a day or two?
Well, wherever you were, yes, but it's been a month here. I didn't know what happened. You should probably go out and take a look around. A lot's been going on.
Good things or not good things?
Not great. I mean, things are pretty rough out here.
Somebody who's quite used to falling asleep and then realizing that more time than you thought had passed due to obviously things completely outside of my control. Let me tell you, it's seldom a good sight that you wake up to.
You should probably just head on out. Like, things are rough around here. I mean, the guards are, I don't know. Yeah, sometimes history repeats itself, you know?
Are you saying that, have we lost? Is it too late? We have the map we still have the map that they showed us that has kind of like, is it like a Find My kind of thing where we can see if Gravely's still there, or
you can't see Gravely. It's a very incredibly like live accurate map of the earth and the air. So you can see the mountain and inside the mountain and the chambers and the paths you would take. It doesn't actually show you creatures or none of like the city of Cambion is there. It is a live feed, but it doesn't show you like literally everything. It's specifically through the powers of earth and air.
So it's not a fine enough resolution to show you everything.
Well, you might be able to super zoom in and see like the fine grain of like granite and ore and things, but it's not going to show you like organic matter.
Right. And listen, everyone. I think we should take Bartleby's advice and go out if we really have lost this much time. See what's changed.
Let's get out there.
We head out.
I wonder if my pickles are done fermenting.
So you head out. There are kind of guards posted throughout the palace fortress kind of structure that don't pay you a ton of mind on your way out. Nobody's really in the throne room, but you make your way out through the kind of like regular channel fortresses, moat, etc., etc. And as you get out into the kind of like the outer rings of the fortress complexes where there's a barracks and maybe other kind of like guards chambers, it's a lot more quiet. Usually you could hear it's daytime. You'd generally be able to hear the kind of the hustle and bustle of the town as you got out there outside, and it's just kind of quiet. It's currently kind of foggy and dim and gloomy out. And so walking outside of the palace into the open square where you've been a lot, it's foggy enough that you can kind of just barely see the buildings on the other side, which on the other side is like where the singing unicorn is. There is a structure set up. There's always kind of a little structure where originally you saw the Heartrend ceremony happen. So there's a little kind of like public square platform where things can go. There's the square is pretty deserted right now, but up on that structure, it looks like there's like a hangman's noose set up, and it looks like there's two figures hanging there.
Well, that's not good.
Oh boy.
Can we get closer to take a look at the figures?
What is going on here?
So as you walk up and get a little closer, one's big, one's a lot smaller, but kind of maybe smaller humanoid, maybe smaller human size. The biggest one is a bugbear that's hanging. They're both dead. And the other one is a human that you don't recognize. But as you get close enough, at least one of you is able to recognize this is Lieutenant Garpoke, who is the bugbear who was originally involved in the heart rend ceremony, the actual like heart render. So Lieutenant Garpoke, the bugbear, has been executed, it looks like. And you're not entirely sure who the human is. It's a male, not somebody you've seen before.
Do we see any folks around that we could like be like, what the hell's going on?
As you look around in the middle of the square, you can kind of see clear enough the kind of like buildings on the edge. You notice the singing unicorn looks like it's boarded up.
Oh, jeez.
No.
And Caraquil's scribery looks like there's not a door on it. It looks like there's been sort of like a fight or commotion or something has happened there. There's like splinters and kind of like junk around outside of it. It looks like something happened there.
And there's not really anybody like milling about or like people out. You said it's quiet out.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet.
Guys, this isn't great. This is very bad. Something terrible has happened here.
We should go look at the where the door is broke. Maybe someone needs help.
As you kind of walk over that way to take a look, as you get closer, you start kind of like crunching through like broken vials, things like that. Broken book pages, things that have kind of like, it looks like there's sort of like a blast radius out of where the door was. And kind of, you're able to sort of like poke your head in, and it looks like there was some sort of explosion, like pretty big, significant from inside the shop that blew outward. And like, it was already it was a mess in there initially, but now things are kind of like burnt and blown out and not very intact.
Jeez.
Things are just like all over everywhere. No sign of Caraquil.
Oh dear. What happened here?
I think it might be a not good thing that is happening.
Branch, you do hear a little bit of skittering.
Oh.
Roll perception.
Roaches. All right. 22.
There's cockroaches in here.
Yeah.
Are they big cockroaches or?
Do I have talk to animals?
Appear to be regular size cockroaches.
Oh boy. Whew. Ugh. Was worried there
I do
for
have
a
speak
second.
with animals. I'll ritual cast speak with animals and then go talk to them.
All right, you Branch can work on ritual casting, which takes a little bit. Chris, what were you going to say?
Oliver's going to step outside of the house. So he'll go up to Tiburon and say, "Tiburon, can you do me a favor? Can you reach out to Sora, my daughter, and make sure she's okay? Can you ask her if we can meet, all of us, to find out what's happened?"
Is that all you'll want me to ask? I just gotta be careful, word count and everything.
Right. I mean, just say we just arrived. Time has maybe just say we just arrived back from the Fire Realm. We saw Sindel. Can we meet?
Alright. Tiburon touches his head too and goes, Sora, we back from Fire Realm.
Stop.
Saw Sindel. All good. Things here not good. Can we meet?
Yes, I believe that sums it up quite nicely.
I wish I had gone to school so I could be such an eloquent writer like Tiburon.
Well, you just have to leave out some of the prepositional phrases, some little in between words, conjunction words.
True poetry.
Did you not go to school at all, Randall?
Nope.
Well, do you know your letters?
I know a handful of them. We've had alphabet soup.
Well, maybe that's something when we camp down we can talk about that when all this is settled.
On my character sheet under languages it says none.
All spoken.
Tiburon, eventually you get the message back after a little bit. You get from Sora, the family is safe. Elites are on the move. Can't meet at this time. Handle Cambion at your best discretion. Good luck.
I transmit that to the group.
Elites are on the move. Wherever would they go? What does that mean? And she said for us to handle everything here ourselves. It must not be safe for them to reveal themselves. Well, she is the head of the Knights, so that makes sense. Looks like we're on our own.
Aye.
So the things that are on your mind, I mean, previously coming back was, before you came through the portal was, oh, we got it. We have this map now. We got to get to Gravely as quickly as possible and stop the ritual before it's over, which is heightened by the fact that it's been way longer than you think. So on one hand, there's, we got to get there now to Gravely. On the other hand, there's, what the heck happened in Cambion?
What the heck is going on in Cambion is what I'm going to ask the roaches in another 8.5 minutes.
And again, like just in like the time we've been like looking around and like doing this message and all that, like, is there any sign of people out walking around or anybody?
Nope, not in the couple minutes you've been out there.
So it's just like an empty city, or do we get this any sense that like there's like anybody's here?
You pass some guards on your way out. Okay. So there's guards around. The palace looked relatively normal, if not kind of somber. There's just nobody currently in this public square. Like, there's no reason to think there's like it's a ghost town, but people seem
okay.
People seem to be indoors, not out and around.
Do we hear much of anything? Anything that might be different from?
No. I mean, it's just like eerily quiet in that, like, usually you'd hear some sounds of commerce, people walking around, somebody chopping wood in the distance, and it's just like you're aware of the lack of energy.
Like, what time of day is it?
You are not sure. It's daytime. It's foggy, so you don't have a great sense of where the sun is, but like probably roughly somewhere in the middle of the day. Seems like the light source is high.
It's not like 3 a.m. when everyone would make sense to be asleep.
No, it's not nighttime.
Gotcha.
Matt, you can speak with animals.
Cool. I use my amulet of minor wild shape and go down to a little roach, and I crawl around looking for roaches to talk to.
You're going to turn into a roach to talk to them?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Makes sense.
It's a free wild shape. I don't have to expend a use.
Makes sense. I haven't thought a lot about this, but you're able to catch up to some roach companions crawling under books and kind of like throughout into like dark, hidden away spaces in Caracol's blown up scribery. What do you want to say?
Hello, roach friends. I am Branch. I wanted to know, did you see what happened in the town? Why is everything gone and exploding?
I say, welcome, Branch. 'Tis good to see you. Can we perhaps offer you a bite to eat? We don't have much here, but what's ours is yours. We would love to share. There's some, we have some mouse poop here you might enjoy, and some...
There's a fairly large piece of olive loaf over in the corner.
Ah, yes, we've been saving that for a special event, and certainly sharing it with a guest would be quite nice. Please partake.
Thank you, Branch. I just ate, so I cannot. My friend Randall would probably like this kind of food, though. Maybe I will find some. Take some for him and then to go back. But
is he another type of roach variety, perhaps?
Not so
the
much.
Flying palmetto bug kind, or undercrawler?
He's not a weevil, is he? Oh, I just hate weevils.
Oh, we hate weevils.
Now, let's not discriminate. If he was a weevil, we would welcome him and we would share just as we would share with anyone else. All right, that is our way. Now, please, we've interrupted. Please go ahead. How can we support you?
Yes, just got back into town and everything seems very different, and there are no humans anymore.
Yes, it's glorious, isn't it?
Yes, what happened?
Well, they're in their residences. They're locked away. The large metal covered humans. They patrol and keep them all back. Some of them were taken off into the mountain building over there. They're loosely describing the fortress that some people were taken back there.
Yes, my brother was just stepped on last week.
Yes, tragic.
So sorry for your loss.
It happened.
The residences of the creatures that were taken are rife. They're great bounty. There's food left there just for the taking, and we can take you there if we'd like. That's where we got this delicious olive loaf.
Oh, thank you. But not right now. I need to find some of my other friends before I go anywhere. And the explosion that clearly happened in this place, this room, were
Yes.
did any of you see that? What happened?
Yes, we were here. The Great Father, the Creator, Caraquil, he set off the explosion when the metal-covered humans came for him.
So the metal-covered humans are not helping the humans. They are making the humans do what they say.
Who understands humans? You know, they fight, they work together, they lay together, they punch each other. Yes.
Good thing we cockroaches can survive anything. I mean, even explosions don't really do anything for us. Only a foot on the head.
If anything, I feel stronger after the explosion.
Oh, Theodore, you've been stepped on 5 times.
Yes, and I've still got both my antennae. Boop, 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 boop.
He's only got one, you see. We don't mention that he's only got the one.
There's 2, right, guys? Guys?
Yes, Theodore.
Yes, 2 up there, 1 and 2.
Good.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Very symmetrical.
It's important I feel beautiful.
So did the creator, Caraquil guy, did he die in the boom?
Well, there was quite a lot of confusion, smoke, fumes, and when it cleared, he was gone. So we are not sure. But there was no body. We would have eaten it.
Yes, that would have been very delicious.
Oh, very delicious.
Yes, of course.
Imagine.
Well, thank you. I might come back and partake of some olive loaf with you when I have less of a full stomach.
Anytime.
It was a pleasure.
Yes.
Anything else I should know before I leave?
Turn out the lights before you leave.
Oh,
Yes, we like it dark. All of these lights are quite unnerving.
yes.
Oh, and if you see Sally on the other side of the room, can you tell her that it's almost dinner time and it's time to stop laying the eggs?
Yes, if I see her, I will do that. Got to go. Scary.
Au revoir.
So I get far enough away where I won't crush them when I turn back into myself.
What a nice fellow. Although he doesn't have a proper cockroach accent, he must be from somewhere else.
Yes, probably from South Bay.
So Branch will take his some provisions out of his bag and crumple them up and just to feed the roaches as a thank you.
Nice.
Oh, manna from heaven!
Yes. Go in a circle.
We have a new creator. Oh.
Cool. I'll relay that information to everyone. I don't imagine there's a light switch to turn off. If I can find something
pull
to
the curtain.
help cover up the door,
Just pull the
cover up
curtain because its curtain got blown off. So.
Yeah, just to help it make it a little darker in there.
You can darken it up a little bit.
Just thaumaturgy, just smeared dirt all over the window.
So you've gathered from their cockroach perspective. It sounds like the guards have kind of locked people down. People are mostly locked in their residences, but some people were taken into the palace. Sounds like Caraquil might have been in the...
I'm sorry, did you say you talked to a roach?
Yes, they kind of had the same accent as you.
Yeah.
Very nice guys.
Well, listen, I think we should find the wizard. That he might be able to, tell us what the status of your friend Gravely is, and also we might be able to give us a little bit more insight as to why we missed almost 30 days. Didn't he reside around here somewhere? Albacore?
Abercor was out
Abercor?
in the... he was in sort of you entered a wagon that seemed to kind of portal into wherever he was. So you could go back out there and check and see if it is still there.
Well, guys, we have the map. Let's just go find Gravely.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to him now. When he's back, he can help us.
I agree with Randall. We don't want to run out of time here.
Good point.
But it's already been a month. The time might have already happened? We could be running into God's know what.
Well, we run into God knows what, but we do it looking for Gravely. That's what we set out for.
All right. I'm merely helping you out.
If we've already lost a month, then we don't have any more time to lose.
We have to embrace the cockroach lifestyle and be prepared to be squished multiple times.
I don't know about that, but listen, I will do whatever you think best. Just weighing all the options.
The notion of missing a month is not, compared to all the weird stuff. I mean, you once inexplicably traveled back in time 1,000 years. And so the notion of a month passing isn't really very far outside the range, considering you went to you went all the way to the elemental plane. There's a sense that like maybe traveling that far took more time, or who knows what.
Yeah, honestly, this one time I was at this tavern and they had this green liqueur and I drank some of it, and before I knew it, 2 weeks had gone by. So really, this is just a blip on the radar.
Consider ourselves lucky. Well, to the mountain.
I have a logistical question, DM. Did we rest at all in the fire realm? I'm about half hit points right now.
No. Nope, you're still a little beat up.
Not that I'm not eager to go into battle, but should we go in the morning? Or rest first and then go? Under cover of night? Darkness?
Well, we can't stay at the Unicorn. It's all closed up.
I'm kind of like mulling around the square, or maybe Sarsa and Tiburon. Some of you maybe investigated while Branch was being a cockroach. Like, the dancing unicorn does seem quiet. You don't have any sense of anybody being in there. Now it's been kind of like boarded up, but it's definitely not open for business. You don't know what might have happened to Cletus or other people were there. It might be an option that you could kind of like bust in and stay there. That's where you'd stayed previously. Some of you might have some stuff in there potentially, but you could also head out into the forest. The journey into the center of the mountain might not be a day trip either. It might be something where you might actually have to make camp within the mountains. So you're not sure, but the notion that like you're going to need to find a relatively safe place to stay at some point soon is definitely relevant.
All right. Well, do you want to stay here and then we head out, or should we just go and then find a place to camp along the way?
I personally feel like this is a known entity. We can just stay here and we collect our thoughts, get ourselves at least one decent night's worth of rest, and then we hit the road first thing in the morning.
All right, Randall will go over and see if we can open up the door. Hey, we want to sleep here.
While you're doing that, I'm going to try to see if
Abercrombie.
Abercrombie is still in town with his cart. Anyone want to go with me?
Branch can go with you.
All right, come on.
Okay.
So we'll walk over to the field and see if we can find the cart or any traces of the cart or Abercor or anything like that.
All right. Oliver and Branch head off to do that. The rest of you, how do you want to approach getting into the singing unicorn?
It's just like boarded up, or just it's locked?
You could just tear some. No, there's some like boards over the like windows and doors and stuff. You could probably just pry them off. But I mean, it's a matter of if you want to try to like have it discreet that you're in there. If you just like wrench things off and leave them on the ground, it's going to be obvious to people coming by. You could also try to kind of stealthily cover it or do something with that.
If I recall correctly, there was a cellar or basement where certain people met.
Mm-hmm.
Is there outside access to that cellar or basement?
That's not how Sarsa got into it, but there might be. If you kind of like look at the perimeter, you can go.
Yeah, I think Tiburon
check on that.
Perhaps there might be entrance access to a cellar if we take a look around the perimeter. Just act very nonchalant. We're just taking a stroll.
Just walking around.
Oh, yes. Very relaxed.
So, Tiburon, it's not visible from the square, but you can kind of like walk the perimeter a little bit. Does Tiburon do that on his own, or does anybody go with him?
I mean, at least Randall's coming with me.
Randall's coming.
All right, you two roll stealth.
18, baby.
Nice.
22.
All right, stealthy. So you walk down. There's kind of like a narrow alleyway on one side, and this is where Sarsa ducked down when she first turned into a werewolf. So you're a little bit familiar with it. And so you're looking at this alleyway, and it does look like there's like a cellar entrance in the alleyway on the far side of the alleyway, like which is a street behind the main square. 2 guards walk by, but with your stealth rolls, if you want to just let them pass, you can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hold on.
You kind of like
I'll put my bag of trash on top of me so I look like a big bag of trash in an alley. It's perfect.
perfect. So you hear them kind of like coming before they're actually like visible, and you're able to kind of like step aside, hide behind your trash, whatever. And you see them pass and continue on their way. They don't turn down the alley. They keep walking down that street. And you're able to wait just a little bit for them to pass a little bit till you don't really hear their footsteps anymore, and then go up to the cellar entrance, which is not boarded, but it is locked. And it's like wooden doors that kind of like are down at a slight angle, but they're kind of like down. Like if you open these wooden doors, they'd kind of open up, and there's probably stairs down underneath them.
Randall, you got anything in there that could deal with the pesky lock?
I certainly do. He's gonna reach into his bag of trash. He's gonna pull out like a bent up piece of wire, an old comb, and like a couple of pieces of string, and kind of whirl them together real quick, and then kind of sing a little song, open the door, and he's gonna effectively cast knock on it. An object you can see. Target is held shut. It becomes unlocked, unstuck, or unbarred. Yep, that's it. It opens. Unless it's extra beefy or doesn't open by simply unlocking.
No, it opens.
Yes.
Got it. Yeah. Trusty Bessie. And open it up.
There's like a pretty big like latch behind it, like a bar that goes across underneath, but that is magically slid aside. You're able to pull it open.
Cool. And then we'll. I assume it's like the ones that are on the ground and like open up.
Yeah.
Up high.
Mm-hmm.
Classic. Yeah, classic cellar.
Surprisingly well done there, Randall.
Pretty good. I've jimmied a few locks in my day.
That's not surprising. All right, let's get in and keep a low profile.
Okay, we'll go down.
Before heading in, can we just kind of listen? Do like a perception check or something?
Yes. Do a perception check.
Thank you. I rolled a 16.
So you listen in and hear something kind of scurries a little bit. Could be a rat or a creature or something. Sounds like something 4-legged with nails. But other than that, that's all you hear.
Okay. Tiburon turns to Sarsa and he's like, Sarsa, you've been in the cellar, eh?
Right, the one time when we had that meeting with the people.
Right. Well, I heard some scurrying. Might just be rats. But in case it were someone down there hiding out, maybe it'd be less likely to encourage violence if you were leading the way.
Right, I'll go first. And with my doggy ears, like, am I able to discern anything?
Roll perception. Yes, roll perception.
19.
You don't hear anything. Yeah, you're not able to hear anything from where you are before you go inside.
She goes in and she makes a point of not only listening, but she does a little sniff as she enters to see if there's any new or familiar smells.
Yeah, so you step down the cellar stairs. It's dark down there, so it's really just the light that's coming in from the doors above you. And from what you can see, it's pretty gutted. Like there was a lot of kegs and things down here before you helped yourself to one of them. A lot of them are gone. Some of them are broken. Some of them look like they've been kind of like emptied out, like the tap is open. So a lot of the liquor has been cleaned out. But you do Now that you're down there and you kind of like take a moment to stay still, you can hear there's breathing somewhere in this room. You get a scent of a mix of human and wolf.
Oh gosh, what was it? What was the name of the innkeep that was the werewolf person? It was
Cletus is a rat.
okay. Were there? I don't remember. Were there any that were other wolves? I was the only one.
There
right?
was one lycanthrope, Gerald, that was a wolf.
Gerald, is that you? It's Sarsa. We don't mean no harm, but we don't want no trouble.
Sarsa? Oh, wow, Sarsa, you're here. And he steps out. Gerald in human form steps out from behind one of the broken kegs. Wow, it's good to see you. We've wow, it's been rough out here. Like, I mean, they took all the whiskey and the beer.
I know it's tragedy.
And everybody, they got the whole crew, the club. They're all gone.
That too is equally sad.
Play it cool, Sarsa.
I have Tiburon and Randall here. We were hoping to post up here for the night before we set out. Do you mind if we take a moment and stay here with you, and maybe you can bring us up to speed? We've kind of been off the radar for the last, well, apparently it's been about a month.
Oh yeah. Bring them on down. Like, close the door behind you. We don't want the guards to see.
Yeah, no, we were very very cautious in the way that we entered. Randall, Tiburon, get your butts down here.
Oh, hell,
So-
traveler.
You head on down. Close the doors behind you.
Meet Gerald, or that was just me at the meeting?
It was
I
just
didn't
you.
meet him at the festival.
They
thing.
have not met Gerald. Gerald was probably at the festival in wolf form. I don't know if anybody interacted with him or not.
You lot, this is Gerald. He's a friend, and he's been very kind in letting us share the cellar here with him.
So you're able to light a torch up and create just a little bit of light, kind of away from. He puts up like a curtain over the like stairs so that it blocks the like light from kind of escaping the cellar doors. Let's go back to Oliver and Branch, who are headed out. Why don't the two of you roll stealth as well?
Oh dear.
That was a
I
natural
got a
1
10.
for me.
You're headed out. You maybe are able to probably see some signs of like guard patrols. Probably Oliver, probably both of you are good enough to kind of be able to track footprints and things and kind of get a sense of like there's been little enough foot traffic that you can kind of see the routes that the guards regularly walk, and you're able to generally evade those and kind of like keep out of sight, but kind of like towards the outskirts of town you actually like duck down a street to avoid where you think guards were, and you were incorrect. So the street you duck down, there's two guards at the far end of it, and they both definitely see you.
Let me handle this, Branch. Hello.
Sorry I took us this way.
Hello there, good sirs. We are with the...
Hey, you're not supposed to be out. All right, we're locked down. You need to get back to your residence immediately, or you'll be under arrest.
But, we are the members of the knight that rescued the castle a while back, and we have been gone. We just returned, so we're wondering if you could tell us where Albacore is, the wizard.
Albacore, like the fish.
Yes.
Abracore.
Abracore. Sorry, Abracore.
Look, I don't know what that is, but you need to get back to your residences immediately.
On whose authority?
On Riggs, Chancellor Riggs, and the city of Cambion. You got to go. It's not safe out here.
And we know Riggs. Where is Riggs? We can talk to him.
Hey, you're not. We don't answer your questions. You answer our questions. What are you doing out here? They don't seem super confident in what they're doing.
We are looking for information and trying to save your life. You will go and get Riggs and bring him back here so we can talk with him. Now go. Intimidation.
Roll.
Using my gruff old man powers. 14.
They have no idea what to do with that statement. if it was in their power, you have a sense that if it was in their power, they might do that, but they can't just like go get Riggs and bring him. That's like boss's boss to them. So like they're not sure, but you've definitely like knocked them off balance a little bit.
Yes, you don't have the authority to go up that chain of command, right? Is that it? You have to talk to someone who talks to someone? Right. Well, this is what's going to happen.
No.
Let Daddy talk. It's all right. Hush. So we are going to go and investigate to try to find someone actually important, and we don't find him, then we will go back and meet with our friends. You can continue to patrol to make sure that no dragons or evil wizards come and infuriate the town. That's your job. All right. So let us do our thing that the big boys do, and you guys do your thing, which is equally important, but not as important. Understand? Now, off with you.
They kind of look at each other and
come on, Branch.
They don't walk off, but they also don't grab you. So you do have the sense that you could like, let's go.
If anything happens, turn into an animal and I will punch them and run.
Okay.
Just walk faster.
I can do that.
Can you walk any faster? Your legs are very small.
Only if I turn into a giraffe or something.
No, that giraffe would be too suspicious. That's
okay.
Keep walking. We're almost at the forest.
So you're able to walk off from them with a strong sense that like they're definitely going to be reporting that. So your presence in the city is going to be known sooner or later.
One time, about 500 years ago, I was chased by an entire militia, but I managed to escape them by pulling into a clothier and laundromat of some sort, and hid amongst a pile of clothes for almost a day.
Wow.
It's not my first scrape, my boy.
Branch can tell.
Headed off into the forest, you're able to find where Abracor's cart was, and it is not there. You can see the wagon prints where it was. Things are kind of like pressed down a little bit. It's definitely gone. Branch, this is near where Clump's kind of like rat encampment was as well, but you don't see any sign of.
Oh, rats, drat! The wizard is not here. Well, we won't be able to find any information that way. I suppose we should go back.
Yes, let's go back. But Branch is kind of like looking around to see if he sees any signs of rats or Clump.
No sign of Clump. You do see some signs of rats.
Oliver, my friend, she lives around here and has rats.
I'm sorry?
I could talk to... No, they are her friends. I could try to find the rats and talk to them and see if they know where she went. If we need a place to see, maybe she knows where the tuna guy is gone.
Well, if you think it would help, I mean, I suppose anything at this point.
See if you can find any rats.
Me? I don't.
You are good at trekking, yes?
Well, I suppose back. I mean, I have had several years of nature training. I'll try to look around for some rat tracks, I guess.
I will also do that, but I expect you will do it better.
All right, both of you roll survival for tracking some rats.
Survival.
I'm a survival.
Okay. Ooh. Natural 20.
Nice. 23
4,
for me.
so 24.
Ooh. So you guys are talking about like, let's find some rats, and then you set your mind to it, and you like, as soon as you kind of like turn on rat vision, you realize there's like a bunch silently watching you talk. Not a bunch, but like you look around and see like two or three different rats.
There's dozens of tracks going into the. Oh my goodness!
Oh, I think I know that one. Hello, it is Branch. Can you get Clump?
Is this? Let's see. Are we still working off your speak with animals?
Oh no, that would have expired by now. That was me speaking English. Or common, rather. The broken common that Branch speaks.
Does he have kind of like generally understanding animals a little bit, or?
I have very good animal handling skills.
Well, they don't give you any indication. Like based on how they've been before, like if Clump was around, they might go like, yeah, okay, come this way, kind of like in their rat way, but they don't. In fact, they look kind of sad.
Huh. I'm going to actually expend a spell slot to do this then, so I don't have to wait another 10 minutes. I'm going to cast Speak with Animals real quick and then be like, let me try again. Hello, rats. It is Branch. Remember me?
Hi.
Hi. You were Roberto, yes?
Yeah.
Excellent. Where is Clump?
They took her.
The guards?
Yeah.
Why have you not gotten her out?
Because we're rats? I mean...
But together you are a rat swarm. Very strong.
I guess we don't really think of ourselves like that. We're more of a sort of a loose collaborative, I guess. Sort of like, we sort of work together, we share, but we're also on our own sort of thing. But I mean, I don't know, I mean, she was the one that really brought us together. Like, since she's been gone, we're just kind of like rats.
Okay. How about this? If Branch finds Clump, I will play, and I pull out my little like pipes of the sewers that I got forever ago, and I've never used. I think Branch will play these, and you come, and that means that you can help Branch get Clump and make her free.
Okay.
Ask them if they know where the cart that was here was.
Right. The reason I said that I would talk to them. There was a cart here with a wizard guy.
Yeah.
Have you seen him?
No, he left.
Oh, on his own or because of the guards?
It was it's just gone. It poofed.
Oh, magic. Yes.
What do they say? that he's nearby? We can find him?
No. They say that his cart went poof and he is gone.
Oh, he was attacked.
Or he left on his own and decided to go.
Well, I
because
suppose
he is a wizard.
Yes.
Thinking back to the little clearing where the cart was, like there was like 4 clear like wagon, like it's pressed down where the wheels were. There aren't really even tracks away, and it didn't look like there was tracks in. So it's very possible, like pretty soon after you met him, it literally like magically disappeared.
Just can't track down wizards nowadays. All right, well, say whatever you need to say to the rats, but we should be getting back. I have a feeling those guards might be reporting us very soon.
Oh, well, we don't want that. Roberto, Branch will see you soon. Take care. Here, and I throw him some provisions out of my pocket. Have some food.
Thanks.
Be happier.
No, okay. We'll try. Can you get Clump back for us?
I will try.
Okay.
As soon as I can.
Okay, good luck. You play the flute. We'll be there.
Okay. Bye. Oliver, yes, we should go.
All right. We head back.
All right, so you make your way back. You end up back in the square. You're not sure where everybody went.
Where did they go? We were going to just meet in the middle of the square. That's not suspicious at all.
Branch can find out, and I'll use my tattoo. Like, Sarsa, where are you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I found some snacks here in the cellar. We're in the cellar over at the tavern.
Oh, can we just if we knock on the door, you can let us in?
Well, you're going to go into the cellar, so there's the little doors that are down below, and they kind of swing open. So if you do like the special knock, like a
the Knight's knock.
Yes. Do the Knight's
So all right,
knock.
so
yes, it's an old knock. It's we are the knights of
Well,
the realms. You're able to work their way in there. They're able to join you in the cellar. You have to be careful about lights in there, but generally, except for Gerald, the tavern is empty. You have to scrounge significantly to get some provisions or share your own provisions. A lot of the food has been cleared out. It sounds like the guards took a lot of the food and drink that were stored there, and Gerald, who is in human form, but he is also a werewolf, Sarsa knows, is able to communicate that a few weeks ago they were having a meeting and it was raided. Like the lycanthrope meeting was raided and most of them were captured. Gerald escaped. Cletus was taken for sure. He's not sure how many else they got because he fled and didn't see a lot of what went on. Since then, it's been boarded up and closed. And generally speaking, things have just gotten, step by step, day by day, more and more militant in terms of people controlling what's going on and the guards kind of like locking down the town. So it's been 3 or 4 days now that it's been like fully locked down. They're not even totally sure why that is, or Gerald's not sure anyway.
Well, the soldiers that Branch and I saw said that Riggs was in charge, and you all have talked with Riggs more than I have. Maybe it's worth trying to get in touch with him or having a meeting and seeing what all this is about. You liberated this place with him, right? I mean, isn't that...
We're heroes. He'll welcome us with open arms. I'm sure of it.
No.
Although he has captured several people that we also trust as allies, so going in might prove to be a bit of a trap. Something isn't right here.
Well, maybe I could go in as a liaison and talk.
Well, does that mean that we should stick around here and investigate this, or go off and find Gravely as quickly as possible?
Well, I think getting Gravely's a priority.
We'll assume you're moving into long rest mode. Like you came into here because you knew you needed to kind of like patch up and recover before whatever happens. So as you kind of like start to talk about this here, you clear out kind of a safe space, probably staying in the cellar. Cellar's the easiest to negotiate without kind of like worrying too much about creating noise and stuff. So you might go up and gather some supplies and look for food and stuff, but you all sort of like bed down in the cellar for your long rest and recovery as you talk about what you want to do next.
Of course, I will go with whatever the group decides, but I just think, even if we do rescue your friend, we'd be coming back to this strange militant state of ruling that something is greater amiss. I mean, it may be that Malkadoth has come back in some way and he's taking control again.
Tiburon, Branch, what do you think? What would Gravely do? What would he have us do?
Gravely would say to not put his safety over everyone else's, but also if we were in his shoes and he were in our shoes, then he would say we should go get us.
I don't understand what the little green man just said. Can you...
I think Gravely's moral compass would probably say to investigate whatever's got this whole town so terrified.
That is what Branch said.
If we do that, perhaps it might be Branch. Can you turn yourself into a dragonfly or something to go inside the castle, look around a bit, maybe do some reconnaissance briefly? Would that be worth it, or should we just go up to the castle doors and say we want to speak with Riggs and demand an audience?
We could do both. Branch could go on your shoulder, and then you go there, and when they open, I go and fly in, and I could look around, and if it works, good, and if not, then at least I will have looked around.
Right, so it sounds like we're going to investigate this mess, but for now, good night.
Yes, of course. Well, I will take first watch.
All right, so you can all mark a long rest. I think taking watch is a matter of kind of like looking for a spot you can sort of like peek out between kind of like boards and kind of see out a window and kind of get a sense of what's going on, and you're able to sort of watch the guard patrols kind of walk along, stays pretty quiet throughout the night because you're resting probably still during daylight. You're able to be up and recovered in kind of the early hours of the morning. It's still dark if you want to take advantage of that in any way for whatever you want to do next. Is it sending Branch out to investigate?
Bye-bye, Branch. Have fun.
Okay. Solo mission.
Randall, do you know any secret ways inside of the castle?
Oh, sure. I used to sneak in there all the time to dig through the trash.
You did?
Yeah. I know the ins and outs of this whole city.
Perhaps we should try to go in like a secret way, a back way, and send Branch in that way. And
Or we all go in that way.
Well, so I think if Branch can kind of like, if we do the dragonfly route or whatever, he can fly in without too much. You know, in branch form is going to be a problem, but he can definitely like just fly in and do recon, at least in the outer areas, pretty easily. So
it's up to you, Branch. What do you feel like?
Branch can go and snoop.
All right. Well, be back soon. If you're not back within how long does a wild shape last?
I think at this point it's pretty much however long I want it to.
in his small creature form, he can recast as necessary. He might
There you
have to
go.
be in
We'll
a
just do that.
discreet place to switch, but like as long as he's not a big creature, he doesn't have to worry too much about that. So
I have to do it within 2 hours, or I turn into a Nothlit, and I'm stuck in that form forever.
okay, noted.
No one else read Animorphs? Okay.
I got you. What was it? Tobias? What was his name?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, in this world, you're able to fly out across the square, just up over the walls, kind of take stock of the like outer ring there, which is uncovered. Like the outer ring is open to the air, so you're able to like fly right down. On one side, flying into the base, on the right is the barracks where Oliver went in the barracks at one point to talk to Cambion, where a lot of the refugees were going in. But on the opposite side of that, on the left, is a building you hadn't really been in before, and it seems heavily guarded. So you're able to fly around and sort of like get a sense of what's going on, and it seems like guards and standard stuff staying in the barracks. Over on the other side, this appears to be the jail.
Yeah, that seems like where I would want to go.
Maybe give me a dexterity roll. Plus
Dexterity.
4 for dragonfly.
All right, that is a 19.
Oh, all right. So you kind of like fly around. There's a door and it's closed, but people come in and out of it frequently enough that you can kind of hover around and time it to like fly in when it opens, which you are able to do, and then fly around the inside for a while. And sort of like flying around, you have to be a little bit more discreet to not be swatted at.
Yeah, try to stay up near the ceiling, you know.
Yeah, you're able to fly around and see some of the cells. There's sort of like some different areas and sections of this jail, a lot of individual cells, but you do see Cletus in one of the cells. You do see a couple of other people. I don't know if Branch recognizes other people, but flying around, you also do see Clump in another cell, kind of huddled up in a corner. You don't see Caraquill that you can find, but you don't necessarily see every kind of like corner. Anybody else Branch would recognize? I think those are the people you recognize. But there's definitely a lot. Like every cell is full. There's somebody in all the cells that you encounter. And they're mostly just kind of like quiet, huddled up. It's early morning, so mostly people are sleeping.
Cool. I'm going to fly into the one where Clump is.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to use my telepathy. Hey, Clump, don't freak out. It is Branch. If you can hear me, scratch your head.
She scratches her head.
Okay, good. I am the dragonfly on the ceiling. That's not a code. I'm actually a dragonfly on the ceiling.
Okay.
Your rats are... I'm going to fly down to you so you can whisper at me. Don't swat me. I buzz down to her. Maybe I land on like her shoulder or something. Say, okay. What the hell is going on?
The guards, they took me. The rats, they are okay?
They are very sad.
Do they have grain and things to eat?
I gave them some rations earlier.
Oh, okay. I have to get out to them. She looks a little bit injured, a little bit beat up, some bruises and things. They don't look super fresh, like maybe they were from when she was taken a few weeks ago. The guards, they came to. I returned to the rats in the forest, but the guards, they found me and put me here.
Why are all the people here? Why are the guards taking everyone?
And they said they were threats to the city, and that was it. I don't know. I am here. I want to leave.
Yes. Okay. I think Branch can help. What's the prison? Is there like a cot or something? Any bedding? I have a reason for this. What I want to do. Branch would like to hide somewhere so he can turn back into Branch and give Clump the pipes of the sewers, and also cast Goodberry and give her some good berries. But I would want to do that where I would not be seen.
That will be a little bit tough. There's not like a guard like staring right at you, but they're nearby, so you definitely have to have a pretty high stealth roll to do that successfully.
Okay. I'll give it a shot. Okay, Clump, I am going to turn back into me for a moment and then give you things. Can you try to hide me?
Hide you?
Just
Okay.
Go stand by that corner, and Branch will turn into Branch behind you.
Okay. She stands up, holds up the like one kind of shabby sheet she has, like she's gonna put it over her shoulders or something.
Cool.
All right.
I'll
So
go ahead
roll
and
stealth.
Can I get advantage because she's helping me?
Sure.
17.
Good enough. So you kind of like turn back, stand still for a second, listen for guard noises. Doesn't sound like anybody's on the way.
Still using my telepathy, because why would I make noise out loud if I don't have to? Okay. Here, take these pipes. You will need to attune to them.
I have time for this.
And then I'll take 6 seconds to cast Goodberry.
All right.
And I will give her the 10 berries, I guess. Am I supposed to roll for that? It doesn't actually. It just says up to 10 berries.
I think you can just get 10 berries. We'll say you get 10 berries.
Oh, weird. It's weird that it says up to. Yeah. Okay. So I give her all the berries. Okay. If you eat these, you will feel better. I better change.
She eats one and then she's like, it's very good. Can you give these to the rats? With the other 9.
I can give them more. You keep these.
Oh,
and when you play the pipes, the rats will come here. Because Branch told them to listen for the pipes.
Oh, okay. And she takes one berry and puts it on the ground, and some cockroaches and other animals like go up to it over there.
Oh,
but she keeps 8 with her.
Cool. Great. Then, okay. See you soon. And then back to Dragonfly.
Kisser.
Right before you turn, she puts her arms around you and gives you a big hug.
Oh, yes. I return the hug, give her a kiss on the cheek. Quick kiss.
Ooh.
Embarrassed.
Goblin
people around. Okay. Then back to Dragonfly. And then I'd actually like to fly over to Cletus.
Let's pause there and go back to the Singing Unicorn. Let's see. While Branch is out there, what's everybody doing at the Singing Unicorn?
So E comes after D, Randall. All right, and then there's F, which looks like an E, but it's a little different. It's actually missing the little foot.
Right. Okay.
So
I've seen that.
So let's go over what we've learned so far. So first we have
A.
Yes, good. And
B.
Right. And then there's
circle.
Nope, that's a C. It looks like a circle, but not quite. It's all right. It's all right. You'll get it.
Okay. All right.
Takes time, my boy.
Let's see. Are you down in the cellar doing that?
Yep.
You hear shattering glass and then kind of a like whoomp sound.
Uh-oh.
And it sounds like the sounds of fire upstairs.
Oh no, not again. Can we let's go upstairs and investigate?
Sarsa's just immediately running up.
As you run upstairs, there is fire. It looks like something was thrown in a window. because one of the windows is broken. There's kind of like light streaming in from it, some sort of like Molotov cocktail situation, and like flames are kind of like all over everything in one sort of like section in the room, and definitely starting to rapidly spread out.
I think we've been discovered, chaps. We have to get out of here now.
I call all of Branch's stuff.
We be ready for anything. Let's try to get out of here. Stay together. And if we get separated, meet outside of the town.
I'm going to, in the meantime, cast Sleet Storm, and it basically gives me a 40-foot radius of rain to put out the fire.
Okay. That probably just works for like fire putting out. You said it was a 40-foot radius?
Yeah. Freezing rain and sleet fall in a 20-foot tall cylinder with a 40-foot radius centered on a point you choose within range. There was a thing about fire.
It'll work. It'll work for putting out fire. I was just thinking about the size of it. So I think you can do that and pretty much fill the whole like room with like ice and sleet all of a sudden, which will be effective in both putting out the fire and also making things cold and kind of slippery probably.
Yep.
Is that the focus? Is that what Sleet Storm does? Make it like a difficult terrain or something?
The ground in the area is covered with slick ice. It does say that the area is heavily obscured and exposed flames in the area are doused.
All right.
So yeah, it's a dex save. And if you fail, you fall prone, assuming that you're entering the area.
All right. You go up there and you put out the fire, and it's all sleety and cold in there, and make a dexterity save.
Dirty 20.
Ooh.
Man, I am rolling so good tonight.
That's a pretty good roll. An arrow whizzes past you and impales itself in the wall behind you. Looks like it came in through the window that is broken.
Right, time to go. Bing!
Let's have everybody except Branch roll initiative.
Oh no! It's going down for real.